Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This simple yet profound statement reminds us that true peace is not something we can find externally. We often look for peace in the things around us, wealth, success, or relationships. But the Buddha teaches us that lasting peace comes from within ourselves. It's a state of mind, a deep sense of calm that isn't dependent on our external circumstances. When we stop searching for peace outside, we begin to realize that it's always been inside us, waiting to be acknowledged. Consider how often we get caught up in the pursuit of external things, thinking they will bring us happiness. For example, many of us believe that getting a promotion, buying a new car, or moving to a new place will finally bring us peace. But once we attain those things, we may feel a brief moment of happiness, only for it to fade away. True peace, however, comes when we stop chasing these fleeting desires and start looking inward through mindfulness, meditation, or simply pausing to breathe and reflect. Now take a moment and reflect. What are you searching for outside yourself? Are you relying on external circumstances to define your happiness and peace? What would happen if you shifted your focus inward, if you took the time to truly connect with your inner world? Think about it. My sincere advice to you is to pause for a moment each day to check in with yourself. Find moments of stillness, breathe deeply, and notice how your body and mind feel. True peace begins when we stop seeking it in the chaos of life and start cultivating it from within. I encourage you to share your thoughts on this concept in the comments. How do you find peace in your own life? Let's engage in a conversation around this powerful Buddhist teaching. Peace is within, it's waiting for you to find. As we conclude, let me share with you a short poem inspired by this idea. Peace is not a distant dream, it's inside where hearts beam. In the quiet, in the still, it's within, it's always real. Wishing you a peaceful heart filled with serenity and love. May you find the stillness within to guide you through life's challenges. Take care, and may peace be with you always. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. This powerful statement by the Buddha emphasizes the influence our thoughts have on our lives. The mind is not just a passive observer. It is an active creator of our reality. What we think about, how we think about it, and the beliefs we hold shape our actions, reactions, and ultimately our lives. If we cultivate positive thoughts, we can create a life full of peace, joy, and success. On the other hand, negative thoughts can trap us in cycles of fear, doubt, and stress. It's a reminder that our mindset is everything. It's the foundation upon which our reality is built. Think about a time when you had a negative thought or belief about yourself, like, I'm not good enough, or I'll never succeed. How did that belief affect your actions? Did it hold you back? Now think about a time when you believed in yourself, when you had confidence and hope. Didn't the world seem to open up for you? Your thoughts are incredibly powerful, shaping your confidence, your interactions, and your opportunities. The more you practice positive thinking, the more you start to notice the shift in your life. Now take a moment and ask yourself, what thoughts dominate your mind? Do they empower you, or do they limit you? What would your life look like if you focused on positive, uplifting thoughts every day? How might your thoughts change if you truly believe that you can become whatever you set your mind to? Reflect on that. My advice to you is to be mindful of your thoughts. Start each day with affirmations or positive intentions. If you notice negative thoughts creeping in, gently replace them with thoughts that inspire and uplift you. Remember, the mind is your most powerful tool. Use it wisely. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. How do your thoughts shape your life? Share your experience in the comments, And let's inspire each other to cultivate a mindset of growth and positivity. What you think, you become. Let me share a short poem with you that reflects this idea. The thoughts you hold, the words you say, shape your life in every way. Think of peace, think of light, and your world will shine so bright. Wishing you a mind filled with clarity, peace, and positive energy. May your thoughts lead you to a life of greatness and happiness. Stay blessed. In the confrontation between the stream and the rock, the stream always wins, not through strength, but through persistence. This metaphor speaks volumes about the power of persistence over force. In life, we often face obstacles that seem immovable, like rocks in a stream. The rock represents challenges, resistance, or difficulties that stand in our way. But the stream, with its constant flow, gently wears down the rock over time, not through brute force, but through consistency and persistence. It's a reminder that success doesn't always come from power or speed, but from steady, consistent effort, even in the face of adversity. Think about your own life. How often have you felt like the rock, faced with an overwhelming challenge? It could be a difficult project at work, a personal struggle, or a relationship issue. At first, it might feel like you're stuck or that the challenge is too great to overcome. But just like the stream, when you persist, take small steps every day, and remain consistent in your effort, you'll begin to see progress. Over time, the obstacle becomes less daunting. The key is not to give up, no matter how tough the journey seems. Now reflect on this. What challenges are you facing right now that seem impossible to overcome? How can you approach them with persistence rather than force? What small steps can you take every day to keep moving forward, even when things get tough? Think about the power of steady progress and how it can lead to eventual success. My advice to you is to be patient with yourself. Life's challenges may seem overwhelming at times, but remember, it's the small, consistent actions that make the biggest difference. Keep going, even when it feels hard. Trust that persistence will lead you to success. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. What are some ways you've used persistence to overcome obstacles in your life? Let's encourage each other to keep pushing forward. Persistence is power. It's the path to success. Here's a short poem inspired by this idea. Through every storm, through every fight, the stream will win by staying right. Steady steps, though slow they seem, bring strength and peace to life's big dream. May you always find the strength to persist, no matter what rocks you face in life. Wishing you unwavering perseverance and peace as you move forward. When you realize nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. This profound statement invites us to reflect on the concept of contentment. In a world where we are often encouraged to want more, to seek what we don't have, Buddha's words remind us that true fulfillment comes when we recognize that we already have everything we need within ourselves. When we stop feeling incomplete and start appreciating what we already have, we experience a deep sense of peace and abundance. It's not about accumulating more possessions or achievements, but about shifting our perspective to one of gratitude and self-sufficiency. Think about the times when you felt like something was missing in your life, like a new job, more money, or a different relationship. We often place our happiness in the hands of external factors. But when we pause and reflect on the present moment, we realize that we already possess the qualities that bring true happiness: love, kindness, peace, and a sense of purpose. The world opens up when we embrace what we already have, rather than constantly seeking what we think we lack. Now think about your own life. How often do you find yourself wanting more, chasing after things that you believe will make you happy? What would happen if you took a moment today to recognize everything you already have? Your health, your loved ones, your ability to learn and grow? Can you see how, in that moment of gratitude, the world feels fuller, richer, and more complete? Reflect on this and consider how you can shift your focus from what you lack to what you already possess. My advice to you is to cultivate gratitude daily. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, take time each day to reflect on what you do have. Your strengths, your opportunities, your relationships. You'll find that when you do, the world becomes a much richer place. I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments. What are you grateful for right now? How has gratitude changed the way you see the world? Let's talk about how we can shift our focus to abundance and contentment. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Here's a short poem that reflects this. In the silence of the heart so true, you'll find the peace that sees you through. No need for more. Just pause and see. The world belongs to those who are free. May your heart always be filled with gratitude, and may you find peace in knowing that you already have everything you need to be happy. Wishing you a life of abundance and inner peace. To understand everything is to forgive everything. This powerful insight from Buddha highlights the connection between understanding and forgiveness. Often we hold on to grudges or feelings of anger because we don't fully understand the circumstances that led to the actions of others. Forgiveness becomes difficult when we see the world in black and white, but when we deepen our understanding, we begin to see the complexities and struggles that others face. By truly understanding why someone acted the way they did, forgiveness becomes a natural response. It's not about excusing wrongdoings, but about releasing the grip that anger and resentment have on our hearts. Think about a time when you've been hurt by someone close to you. Perhaps a friend, family member, or even a colleague has said or done something that left you feeling betrayed. In those moments, we often focus on the hurt and the wrong. But what if, instead of just reacting to the situation, you took a step back and tried to understand the reasons behind their actions? Maybe they were dealing with their own pain, fears, or insecurities. Understanding their perspective doesn't excuse the behavior, but it can open the door to compassion and forgiveness. Reflect on your own life. Is there someone you're holding a grudge against? Can you begin to see things from their perspective? What would it feel like to release that anger and choose to forgive, even if you don't fully agree with their actions? Think about the peace that forgiveness could bring into your life and how it could free your heart from the burden of resentment. My advice to you is to practice understanding before judgment. When you feel anger or hurt, take a moment to reflect. What might have caused the other person's actions? When you cultivate understanding, forgiveness becomes a way to heal, not just the other person, but yourself as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Who do you need to forgive, and what might it look like to begin understanding them? Let's start a conversation about the power of forgiveness and how it can bring peace into our lives. Understanding frees the heart. Forgiveness frees the soul. Here's a short poem to inspire you. Forgiveness is not letting go. It's understanding all we know. In the heart, there's space to heal. When we choose to forgive, we feel. May you find peace and understanding, and may your heart be lightened by the power of forgiveness. Wishing you a peaceful journey toward healing and freedom. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. This statement teaches us that true wealth is not measured by material possessions or external achievements, but by the inner peace and contentment we cultivate within ourselves. In a society that often values accumulation and success, this teaching reminds us that living with less can actually lead to greater happiness. When we are content with what we have, we are free from the endless cycle of wanting more. True wealth is found in simplicity, in appreciating the small, everyday blessings of life, and in finding peace with what we already possess. Think about the times when you've bought something new, perhaps a gadget, a new car, or the latest fashion. At first, it may have brought you excitement or a sense of satisfaction. But over time, that feeling fades, and you may find yourself wanting more. Now think about the moments when you have experienced true joy, spending time with loved ones, enjoying nature, or simply appreciating a quiet moment. These moments don't come with a price tag, and yet they bring lasting contentment. True wealth comes not from things, but from the richness of experience and the simplicity of appreciating the present. Now reflect on this. What do you consider your greatest wealth? Is it your possessions, your career, or your relationships? What would happen if you shifted your focus from accumulating more to appreciating what you already have? Can you find happiness in simplicity, in the things that don't require a price tag? Think about how your life might change if you let go of the need for more and embraced contentment with less. My advice to you is to practice gratitude for the things you already have. Embrace the simple joys of life, and you'll find that the more you appreciate what you've been given, the more abundant your life will feel. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. How do you find contentment in your life? What simple pleasures bring you the most joy? Let's have a conversation about how we can all cultivate a life of simplicity and peace. True wealth is in the heart, not in the things we own. Here's a short poem inspired by this idea. Not in riches nor in gold, true wealth is in the heart so bold, in quiet moments, in simple grace, we find true wealth in life's embrace. May your life be rich with contentment and peace. May you discover the true wealth that lies within, and may it bring you lasting happiness and joy. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. This striking metaphor highlights the destructive nature of anger. When we hold on to anger, we believe we are punishing the person who wronged us. But in reality, it only harms us. Holding on to negative emotions like anger is like drinking poison. It consumes us from the inside and affects our mental and physical well-being. It's not the other person who suffers when we remain angry. It's us. Letting go of anger doesn't mean excusing someone's behavior. It simply means freeing ourselves from the toxic grip of resentment. Think about a time when you were angry at someone. Maybe they said something hurtful or did something that upset you. How did that anger make you feel? Often we carry that anger for days, weeks, or even longer, replaying the event over and over in our minds. But who is really suffering in this situation? The person who hurt you may have already moved on, while you are left holding on to that bitterness. The true liberation comes when you choose to let go of anger, allowing space for peace and healing. Now take a moment and ask yourself, is there any anger or resentment you are holding on to right now? How has that anger affected you? What would happen if you chose to release it? If you allowed yourself to forgive and move on? Reflect on the freedom that comes with letting go, and think about the peace you could experience if you stopped drinking the poison of anger. My advice to you is to practice letting go of anger. It doesn't happen overnight, but each small step toward forgiveness is a step toward freedom. Remember, you are not doing it for the other person, but for your own peace of mind. I encourage you to share in the comments. What helps you let go of anger? How do you find peace after being hurt? Let's support each other on the journey to emotional freedom. Anger harms only the one who holds it. Here's a short poem to reflect on this idea. Anger burns, it eats away, but peace will always light the way. Let go of the weight and you'll find a heart at peace, a peaceful mind. May you find the strength to release your anger, and may your heart be filled with peace and compassion. Wishing you a life free of bitterness and full of serenity. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. This quote is a timeless reminder of the importance of living in the present. So often we get caught up in the past, regretting mistakes or replaying old memories. Or we worry about the future, feeling anxious about what's to come. Buddha encourages us to let go of both, urging us to focus on the here and now. The present moment is all we truly have, and by fully engaging with it, we can experience peace, clarity, and joy. When we stop dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, we can embrace life as it is, in all its beauty and simplicity. Think about the times when you've felt overwhelmed or stressed. How often was it because you were caught up in the past or the future? Maybe you were thinking about a mistake you made years ago, or perhaps you were worrying about a job interview, a test, or a meeting that hasn't even happened yet. These thoughts pull us away from the present, causing us unnecessary stress and anxiety. But when we focus on the moment we're in, we can appreciate the small things, like the feeling of the sun on your face, the sound of birds chirping, or the warmth of a loved one's hug. These moments are fleeting, but when we live in them fully, they bring us deep peace. Take a moment to think about your own life. How often do you find yourself thinking about past mistakes or fearing what's to come? What would it feel like if, for just a few minutes today, you let go of these thoughts and focused entirely on the present? What would happen if you truly immersed yourself in the here and now, appreciating each moment for what it is, without judgment or expectation? Reflect on how this shift could impact your peace of mind and your overall sense of well-being. My advice to you is to practice mindfulness every day. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, or simply paying attention to what's happening around you, try to focus on the present moment. By doing so, you will find greater peace and clarity in your life. I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. How do you stay focused on the present? What helps you let go of past regrets and future worries? Let's encourage each other to live more fully in the now. The present moment is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Here's a short poem to inspire you. The past is gone, the future waits, but now is here, it opens gates. Live in it in this moment, let it be, and find the peace that sets you free. May you find peace in the present moment, and may you embrace each day with mindfulness and joy. Wishing you a life filled with peace, free from regret and worry. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. This statement reminds us of the incredible power our thoughts have over our lives. The mind is not just a passive observer of the world, it actively creates our reality. The thoughts we repeatedly think shape how we see ourselves and the world around us. If we constantly think negatively about ourselves or our situation, we begin to see the world through that lens, which limits our growth and potential. On the other hand, when we cultivate positive, empowering thoughts, we open up a world of possibilities. Our thoughts define who we are and who we are becoming. Consider the times when you've had negative thoughts about yourself or your life. Perhaps you thought you weren't good enough or that you could never achieve your goals. How did those thoughts impact your actions? Likely they held you back or made you feel stuck. Now think about a time when you believed in yourself, when you had a positive mindset. How did that change the way you approach life? Positive thinking opens doors, boosts your confidence, and allows you to see opportunities instead of obstacles. Our thoughts have the power to either propel us forward or keep us in a place of stagnation. Now reflect on your own thought patterns. Are your thoughts empowering or limiting? What do you think about yourself and your future? What would happen if you replaced negative self-talk with affirmations of self-worth and possibility? How could your life change if you consciously chose to focus on the positive and let go of the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back? Think about how your mindset shapes your reality. My advice to you is to be mindful of your thoughts. Take note of the beliefs you hold about yourself and challenge them if they are limiting you. Remember, you have the power to change your thoughts and, in doing so, transform your life. I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments. What thoughts are shaping your life right now? How can you begin to change them for the better? Let's support each other in cultivating a mindset that empowers us to reach our fullest potential. You are not your thoughts. You are what you choose to think. Here's a short poem to inspire you. The mind is a garden, thoughts are the seed. Plant what is kind, and you will succeed. Let go of the weeds, let go of the doubt, and watch your dreams and peace sprout out. May your thoughts be filled with positivity, and may they guide you to a future full of growth, happiness, and success. Wishing you a life of abundance shaped by the power of your mind. The only way to live is by accepting the present moment as it is. This statement reminds us that true peace and happiness can only be found when we fully accept the present moment, without resistance or attachment. Often we struggle because we either want to change the present or worry about what's to come. But in reality, the present moment is all we can control. By accepting it as it is, without judgment or trying to change it, we create space for peace to enter. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity or resignation. It means embracing life as it comes, with all its challenges and beauty, knowing that this moment is the only one we truly have. Think about the times when you've resisted the present moment, whether it was a difficult situation or something you didn't want to face. Maybe you were in a tough situation at work, in a challenging relationship, or simply feeling stressed. How often did that resistance make things harder? Now consider a time when you accepted something as it was, when you stopped fighting against it. How did that shift in mindset affect your experience? When we stop resisting the present and accept it fully, we create a sense of peace, even in challenging times. Acceptance frees us from unnecessary stress and allows us to be present with life as it unfolds. Take a moment to reflect. Are there any areas in your life where you are resisting the present? Is there something you are trying to change or control that you could simply accept? What would happen if you fully embraced the present moment, even in its imperfections? How might this shift help you find peace and clarity in your life? Consider how this acceptance could transform your perspective. My advice to you is to practice acceptance. Instead of struggling against what is, try to embrace the present as it is. This doesn't mean giving up. It means finding peace in the moment, knowing that you can still move forward with clarity and grace. I encourage you to share in the comments. Where in your life could you practice more acceptance? What has helped you embrace the present moment? Let's inspire each other to live fully in the now. Acceptance brings peace. Resistance brings pain. Here's a short poem to inspire you. In the present, there's peace to find. When we stop resisting and free the mind, accept what is and let it be, and you will live in harmony. May you find peace in accepting the present moment, and may you be free from the stress of resisting what is. Wishing you a life filled with grace and acceptance, where every moment brings you closer to your true self.